Yo guys, welcome back to another Destiny video. Today, we're talking about the era of Destiny 1, Year 1, when two iconic hand cannons broke the game. Of course, we are talking about the Thorn and the Last Word, who reigned supreme and changed the game forever. And no, I will not be talking about the Taken King or Rise of Iron in this video, maybe another time, but we are solely focusing on Year 1. And these weapons were not just powerful, they were downright broken. So let's explore why they were so overpowered, the lasting impact they had on Destiny. But real quick, before we get into this, please subscribe, as it's the best way to support me, and I spend hours on these videos. Thank you, I would appreciate it, and back to it. First off, obtaining Thorn and Last Word. It was no easy feat, especially Thorn, actually kinda just only Thorn. But for Thorn, players had to complete a multi-step exotic bounty called A Light in the Dark, and this was obtained from turning in normal bounties, which is now not a thing anymore in Destiny 2, but they had a chance to drop an exotic bounty, which was basically a quest. But this bounty required players to defeat Hive and collect their tusks. It was around 500 kills, which didn't take that long with strike farming and vision farming in Destiny 1, and then you would use void damage to kill the guardians in the Crucible. And at the time, this was crazy. The reason for this is because there are not a lot of good void weapons. I used a 150 RPM hand cannon, the Word of Crota, and you need 500 points to move on. And by the way, whenever you died, you lost points. It was kind of brutal and also a little forgiving because the kills give you 5 points and dying only took 2 points, but it was still very time consuming. Next, you would complete a special version of the Summoning Pit Strike on the moon. Remember Fogoth, the exiled ogre? Yeah, ogre of all exiles, that guy. You had to kill a special wizard in the boss room called Zygoth, and she was like honestly the easiest part of the entire dungeon. And you didn't even need to kill Fogoth. You could honestly just kill her and go to orbit, which is what a lot of players did. And then finally, you had to go to the speaker and you had your Thorn. On the other hand, the Last Word was literally a random drop. I don't remember how I got mine personally, but peep this clip of some guy loading into a match and instantly getting it. So Thorn was definitely harder to get, and some would say for good reason due to the sheer power of this gun. But let's talk about why they were so broken during this era. Thorn was notorious for its overtime damage effect. As far as I'm concerned, Thorn is the only 140 RPM hand cannon ever to be able to 2-tap in the Crucible. Once you landed a shot, the enemy would suffer poison damage that continued to tick away at their health. This made Thorn incredibly lethal in PvP. Players could literally land 2 headshots and walk away, and you would probably die. With the health pool of Destiny being around 200, the 2 headshots would do a total of 172 damage, and then the Linger perk would tick for 7 damage and most likely kill the target, unless they were using the savior of all warlocks, the Ram. Back then, the Ram gave you more armor, and that's all anyone really cared about, because this alone would keep you alive from the dreaded Thorn 2-tap. At 1 HP, but you would still live. Now, for the Last Word, this weapon was dominating in close to mid-range fights. It was designed for hipfire accuracy, allowing players to fire rapidly without ADSing, and this made it crazy OP up close in Crucible, where shotgun rushers just got gunned down. The Last Word's ability to deliver rapid, high-damage shots made it nearly unbeatable in close-range encounters. But the real strength of the Last Word came from the perk that allowed it to do more damage while ADSing, going from like a 60 damage shot, I think, to a 100 damage headshot. And it was because of this, players just ran snipers, because why run a shotgun when the Last Word exists and it will just bully you if you even make eye contact. Together, these two hand cannons dominated the meta, creating a significant imbalance in the gameplay, and players who didn't have this weapon were at an extreme disadvantage, leading to community-wide frustration and countless complaints about nerfing the powerhouses. But the dominance of these weapons led to significant debates from the Destiny community about balance and fairness. Bungie had to step in and nerf both Thorn and the Last Word to restore some level of balance to the game. Thorn's poison damage was reduced, and the Last Word's hipfire accuracy was toned down. Despite these changes, the damage had already been done. These weapons became symbols of the early days of Destiny, representing both the excitement and the power fantasy and the challenges of maintaining a balanced game. Now yes, I know Thorn came back in Rise of Iron, but I don't care. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Destiny 2. Fast forward to Destiny 2, and it came back with nerfed range and damage. The Last Word also made its triumphant return, much to the delight of longtime fans. However, their reintroduction came with updated quests and a bit more balanced approach to their mechanics. In Destiny 2, Thorn could be obtained through a quest line called Independent Study, and this quest involved completing a specific strike, collecting items in the EDZ, defeating guardians in the Crucible, Crucible using void damage, completing a unique version of the sunsetted Sabathoon's song Strike. That was a mouthful. And finally, players had to charge Thorn using void orbs. The Last Word also returned with a new quest called The Draw. This included defeating hive enemies, completing specific activities in the Tangled Shore, eliminating opponents in the Crucible with precision kills, and completing the Last Word mission on Titan. In Destiny 2, both hand cannons retained their unique identities while being balanced for the new game's sandbox. Thorn's poison effect remained deadly, but way more controlled and way less damage on it. It went from a 140 RPM to, I think, a 150, taking away any chance it had of 2-tapping ever again. And the Last Word's hipfire accuracy was impressive without it being overpowered. They also got rid of the glitch where it would do increased damage while not ADS. The return was a nostalgic nod to Destiny 1, and a chance for new players to experience these legendary weapons, just never in the same light. Thorn and the Last Word continued to be popular choices, proving their appeal to long-time and new Destiny players. And to this day, you can actually still see them being used in Crucible and even Trials, but it's nothing like how the Year 1 era was. Nowadays, you pick these weapons for fun and to look back on it, not to dominate your opponents and have an easy 9-0 flawless run in Trials. And there you have it. The era of Thorn and the Last Word in Destiny 1 Year 1 was a time of intense balance issues and unforgettable overpoweredness. That's not a word. Together, these hand cannons not only dominated the game, but also shaped Destiny and left a lasting impact on the community. And if you guys enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Destiny content, as it's the best way to support me right now. I would really appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for watching. It truly means the world. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next, and yeah, peace.